Good afternoon. Megatrend world events in recent years, from the pandemic, the Ukraine-Russia war, and the ongoing tension in the Middle East, have illuminated often unseen or underappreciated interconnectivity that we all feel across the world. The view that we can work in isolation, unimpacted or unaffected, or often unaware of the impacts that these can have on our businesses, our economies, from events on either side of the world, no longer holds true. Recent events in Ukraine really highlight this, resulting in increasing costs, the cost of energy, the cost of travel, and almost every aspect of life. But not just this, it's also impacting on the ability to do business, from the sanctions and counter-sanctions we're seeing from East and West, but also the reaction of the regulators and how they're looking to mitigate this risk. Furthermore, these events highlight how the risks and the consequential impacts on our businesses don't just affect us in silos. Instead, they land across the full enterprise of risk in our organisations and economies. As a result, risk is no longer a whisper in certain corners of the boardroom. Instead, there is an acute awareness across the full C-suite in many organisations that the need to horizon scan for risk is paramount to the future success and resiliency of those organisations. This dynamic shift in how organisations reconsider and manage their risk in a cost and effective way, breaking down silos and working across their full compliance and risk teams. But in doing so, they've realised the fragmented nature of the way they've approached things historically, but also the financial outlay they've spent on data and solutions that overlap that haven't been fit for purpose. But what if it was possible to manage this in one place, in a solution that collects data, intelligent, and provides insight across the full enterprise of risk? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jonathan Daglish. I'm a former military and intelligence operative. I work with special forces and government intelligence agencies. I now lead the Intelligence Service Centre in Deloitte. And my team have developed a platform called Intelligence as a Service. Intelligence as a Service is a managed solution that does the heavy lifting on behalf of our clients, providing them with the necessary insights and to make business-critical decisions all in one place. We do this by harnessing the power of AI and other cutting-edge technologies, over an expert human analysis building on military and government intelligence principles. As a result, our clients are responding, not reacting to unforeseen events. They respond from a position of knowledge, with often early warning to changes in the risk landscape, providing them critical time to plan and test their responses, creating greater resiliency to their businesses. Some of the use cases that we support within the business are around due diligence, so understanding clients, consumers, and onboarding. We support mergers and acquisitions, so how can we profile potential acquisition targets and make the best decisions for future success? In the digital asset space, we combine on-chain and off-chain data to provide that source of wealth understanding for financial tracking and understanding of actually what we want to do with those organisations to onboard. The geopolitical risk, we take a very different view to the traditional play-by-play of a conflict. We think about the business consequences of that geopolitical event. So thinking about how does this affect my supply chain, the regulations that feed into different jurisdictions and how they flow through to ours, and what will it do for our future success of our business and resiliency. Through ESG, we support with reporting around due diligence and double materiality. We also look at ethical supply chains, so feeding into things such as the biosphere and how we can provide a more unique place for people to live and work. And finally, third-party and portfolio monitoring, so looking at tens of thousands of entities to understand the risks associated with doing business. We do all this with some underlying services. So we screen, that is looking back over, so we do up to 10 years historic look back. We monitor against known risks. We look at sanctions, PEPs, and watch lists. We risk sense, and we look at beyond what we see as our actual risks. We try to horizon scan for those unforeseen events. Brand and sentiment, so how are things being transpired in the market? And location monitoring, so be it on the Isle of Man or broader. And as we're a large organisation, we can plug in advisory, so specialists across multiple areas of risk and compliance. We can manage parts of businesses and operate them, and we can put people through secondment. The service is completely customisable to each individual client, but also to each individual user, allowing the users to see the specific data and insights and services required for their role and responsibilities. So how do we do it? First, we start with focus points of our data. This is essentially an anchor point of data collection. This could be an individual, a board member, a politician, an influential member of society or industry. Entities from ones and twos to hundreds of thousands. A product, so a digital asset, a financial product. Industry is twofold, looking for opportunities, what others are doing in your industry, but also risks. Invariably, risks that are affecting your peers also flow through to you and your prime organisation. Topics around things such as COVID-19 and regulatory risk sensing, so we're looking forward for regulatory change. In terms of how we do this, we collect against a number of risk domains. These are pre-prescribed in 14 areas, some examples on screen, such as geopolitical risk, data privacy, sustainability, and continuity. And these are underpinned by what we call our event types, essentially described as our sub-events. So as an example, under sustainability, you'd have climate, CO2 emissions, hazardous materials, water control. And these event types can be mapped to your own ontologies, your own risk frameworks, and your own regulations in the back end of the solution. We take a data-agnostic approach to providing this data, so things such as export controls, adverse media. Social media is much broader than traditional. We also look at blogs, forums, TV, radio. We have voice-to-text software for podcasts. We can also do web tracking and visual listening around logos and pictures. Sanctions, PEPs and watch lists, and regulatory databases. But the most important thing there is the plus many more. As we're an enterprise risk solution, we have the ability to ingest proprietary data and vendor data you've already acquired into one-stop shop for a holistic risk picture. And how do we do it with technology? Well, technology is the forefront of everything we do here. So I'll start with named entity recognition. So we have the ability to identify the difference between legal entities. As an example, Deloitte UK versus Deloitte North America. We use natural language processing, which has been semantically trained in 90 plus languages to identify adverse online reporting, understand that, annotate the risks through our ontology, and then translate it to English for processing by our team. We use artificial intelligence in 3 ways. We use it to group risks together, so things that coalesce around a particular risk. For deduplication, so when there's been multiple reports on the same event, it deduplicates that. And also ontology tagging, so our ontology tagging of those risk events. We also use generative AI to auto-summarize the outputs before human review. And because we have human-in-the-loop analysts, we use machine learning to make those searches smarter and more refined over time. So when analysts believe that it's in line with risk requirements, they say it's true or not true, they then remove the false positives and the search becomes a lot more refined. And this is all delivered on a cloud-based platform, which allows users the ability to create workflow, task creation. It provides email and phone application notifications. And there's a full audit trail end-to-end of everything that is done within the platform. So you can evidence to regulators and other members of your team the actions you've taken and the justification for those actions. We have 500 API connectors, everything from JSON to push-pull, everything. I'm not very technical, as you can tell. And we also have an inbuilt ChatGPT chatbot, which allows you to query the data within the platform in an automated fashion. So in summary, Intelligence as a Service is a dynamic, cost-effective platform that allows businesses and governments to understand the risks in a managed service. Meaning the insights they receive are pointed and pertinent to the particular risk requirements of the organisation, affording the intelligence they require to make informed business-critical decisions in a timely and cost-effective manner. The platform is live and supporting clients in multiple use cases, including our own business, and across global jurisdictions. We hope to work with many in the room and support the prosperity and growth of the Isle of Man and its unique biosphere place in the world. Thank you very much.